Good afternoon. We'll start with the class. Okay. Before I start with the class, I have to make you people to think right. Okay. I hope so you people do remember the task I had given to you people in the previous class. And you have to tell me the difference. I know it's very well now you people are turning the pages to check it out what exactly mom was given in the previous class. Okay, let me remind you people. I asked you people to just let me know the difference between paradox and oxymoron. Do you remember? Do you remember? I think you people are so young. I think your brain works very well, right? Yes, mom, you can hope so. Okay. Can anybody let me know the difference between paradox and oxymoron? Why? Because most of the time, not only students, including the professionals, whenever somebody is going to state something, they'll wonder whether it is paradox or oxymoron. And the same thing will happen in the examination too. To avoid confusion, I thought of giving this task for you people. Okay, can you? The difference between paradox and oxymoron. Anyone?
Oxymoron is considered 18 words.
Okay.
2 words, whereas paradox is considering sentence like both.
The complete phrase, the complete sentence. That's what you wanted to say. Okay, fine. That is a good answer indeed. Can anybody justify with an example what exactly your fellow classmates stated that is right? Oxymoron, where exactly you will be having two contradictory words. I don't know whether you people have heard about this particular word, juxtaposition. So juxtaposition, it's nothing but whenever you people use two opposite wordings, we'll say juxtaposition, or else if it is a situation. This is like, just imagine you want to escape the class. You are about to leave the class and all of a sudden the teacher is coming. Okay, that is a juxtaposition situation. I think you just got me? The two opposite situations. If it is wordings, we'll call it as juxtaposition wordings. Okay, let me make it very simple for you people. I just don't want you people to run away from my class. Okay, so fine. Oxymoron, where exactly you people use two words with two opposite meaning, like regularly, irregular, perfectly, imperfect, a true liar, okay, probably an innocent criminal. So, however, you people are going to make a mention, possibly, impossible, whatever it might be. But when it comes to paradox, most probably have heard about this one, a paradoxical statement. A paradoxical statement is a paradox in the sense where you will utter is nothing but to say. When you utter, when you say something, or else when you write something as a sentence, or else as a phrase, where there are two contradictory ideas or concepts. That's what we call it as a paradoxical statement, or else a paradox. Hope so it is very clear for you people. Let me give one simple example for you so that you will understand in a better manner. My weakness is my strength. For example, there are so many examples, but I thought of giving the simple one so that you will understand in a better manner. My weakness is my strength. Nowhere I am placing weakness and strength next to each other. My weakness is my strength. Can you just take down this example? My weakness is my strength. My weakness is my strength. My weakness is my strength. Don't mention anywhere it is paradox. I'll just give few more examples for you people, and later once you understand everything and later you can. Okay. Take down the next example. It was a bittersweet. It was a bittersweet. Bittersweet, make it as one phrase now. Okay. It was a bittersweet experience. It was a bittersweet experience in our college. I'll repeat. It was a bittersweet experience in our college. Done. Take on the last example for this one. My experience, my experience in a college, my experience in a college was both bitter, was both bitter and sweet, was both bitter and sweet. Okay, so before I start with the explanation for you people, kindly go through all the three statements, all three examples. There is a particular statement where I've used next to each other as a one phrase, but there is a particular example where I've split it. Right, I've used bitter and sweet. I think it's clear for you people. You can just go through before I give further examples for you people and check it out and come to conclusion which example could be considered as paradox and which statement could be considered as oxymoron. Okay, there are three statements. You just come to bifurcation. Which statement you people can come to inference? Inference, it's nothing but you will come to conclusion. Okay, which statement could be stated as paradox and which statement could be stated as oxymoron. Okay, can you people able to find it out? Can you? Now it's very easy. You will smile and you people will enjoy like everything. So once you get a question in the examination hall and later you will think, yes mom, the question paper was a bittersweet for us after a PGCET examination, right? Okay. Shall we start with the first one? So what is the first statement? Yes. Okay. My weakness is my strength. Please observe it very carefully. Have I used weakness and strength together? Have I? No. So I have stated very clearly, my weakness is my strength. And do you think so? This is a statement where we have a two contradictory ideas, not just wordings. We have a contradictory ideas. How can you people call your weakness as your strength? I think it is very clear for you. Whenever you say something, if the whole sentence itself is contradictory, we'll call it as paradox. Okay, we'll call it as paradox. Don't take time, listen it very carefully. This is a beginning in the end. This is a beginning and end. If I say like this, I've used beginning in end, not together. Okay, so we can immediately come to conclusion. How can you come to a conclusion? You are telling about your journey probably. So the way I started my journey in a particular college, else a particular workplace, whatever it might be. If I say this is a beginning and ending, according to my experience, according to my vocabulary, according to my wordings, I might make a mention. And when I say this is a beginning and ending, so people will come to conclusion there is a person who is trying to say something which is completely contradictory. Okay, so the simple trick, if the two opposite words are placed to next each other, so it is understood that is oxymoron. If the entire statement itself is contradictory, that is paradox. I think it's very clear. Why? Because in the examination, they might give a statement with four options where the two options might be very similar. They might be very similar. For example, like this, my weakness is my strength. Okay, mama's made a mention. If there are two opposite words, let us make a mention oxymoron, but in reality that is a paradox. Okay, so I'll recap. Paradox means if the entire sentence itself is a contradictory thing, we'll call it as a paradox. Hope so it is very clear. So one more example I'll give it to you related to paradox. If I say nobody is there in the place, but the place is heavily crowded. Nobody is there in the place, but the place is heavily crowded. And please observe it very carefully. I'm telling nobody is there, but it is heavily crowded. So can we call it as oxymoron or as paradoxical statement? It is paradox. Why it is paradox? Because I'm telling the entire concept or is the entire idea which are completely contradictory. Here, I think you have understood the minimal difference between the paradox and oxymoron. So oxymoron, try to do remember the examples like regularly, irregular, perfectly, imperfect, so that you can retain it for a longer time. So if you place two opposite words next to each other, that is oxymoron. If the entire sentence itself is contradictory, we'll call it as a paradoxical statement. So in the examination, if they give both options and check it out properly and see the situation, and later you go for the appropriate option. So any doubt about these two? Shall we continue? Okay, in our previous class, we started with figures of speech in English language, and the first one, simile, metaphor, alliteration, irony. Do you remember? Okay, exactly, irony. And the one more thing which we had a discussion, that is oxymoron, personification, and the one more, that is paradox. And purposefully why I did not explain anything to you people, even though I had explained to you the difference between paradox and oxymoron, probably you would have been more confused. So that is the reason I just gave a task for you people to just go through it once again so that you will understand in a better manner. So we are done with simile, metaphor, personification, irony, okay, and alliteration. Do you remember? Alliteration, paradox, oxymoron. Is there any doubt about all these figures of speech? No. So as I reiterated earlier, they'll give one statement and they'll ask you people to identify which figure of speech is used in the statement, and you have to go for the appropriate option. So that is about the figures of speech. If there is no doubt, we'll continue with question tags. Shall we? Okay, so I'll just give few minutes for you people. Kindly go through the two statements which we had a discussion in the previous class related to question start. Okay, so go through that. Do you remember the example? Are you happy? You said no, mom, because we have PGCET examination, right? But I don't think so. They are going to give the option like that, yes or no. Okay, so that is going to be do or die situation for you people, right? Okay, so go through the question start. There are so many things where you people are supposed to think before you go for the option. So we'll start with exactly the question paper pattern for today's class. Okay, so please go through the two examples which we had discussed related to question tags. Yes. We know it very well how to tag a friend, mom, but we don't know how to do the question tags, right? We are in the modern approach. Okay. Go through that. Two things you people are supposed to observe it carefully. One is helping verbs. Second one is whether that is positive statement or is a negative statement. Okay, shall we start with the first example for today's class? Okay, I'll just give this example from the question paper itself. Just take down the first one. Everyone is waiting. Everyone is waiting. Everyone is waiting. Everyone is waiting. Okay, just take down the four choices. Everyone is waiting. And later I'll let you know people, there are so many things where they'll ask you people to confuse you and you cannot come to conclusion whether that is positive or is negative statement. There are so many wordings too, that also will have a discussion. Okay, everyone is waiting. Take down the first option. Everyone is waiting. Okay, is it? Is it? Okay, everyone is waiting. The first option, is it? The second option, was it? Was it? The third option, wasn't it? Was an apostrophe T. Wasn't it? The last option, isn't it? I'm not going to say anything to you people. Let me just check it out how exactly you people are going to make your brain to think about this question and just check it out. What could be the right option for this? Everyone is waiting. So the very first thing you people have to do it, that is, which is the helping verb. Second thing, whether the statement is given in a positive statement or else a negative statement. And you have to add a question tag. Put a question mark at the end for all the four options. Okay. So check it out. Just go through the example. Everyone is waiting. So what could be the right option for this particular statement? Okay, is it or isn't it or was it or wasn't it? Okay, fine. So what exactly they'll do in the examination? They'll give four options for you people. So you have to think very carefully. Okay, so then only you can just get into the right option. So we can easily come to conclusion which is a helping verb in this statement, that is. So we'll retain the same thing as a first word we have to. Okay, so we'll retain is. Whether the statement which I made a mention on the board is positive or negative. It is positive. Why? Because nowhere I've added not. So I have to make a mention, isn't it? And you will add a question tag. Hope so it is very clear. And as I stated earlier, if you start with the question tags in real classes and you have to scratch ahead which is a helping verb, whether it is positive, negative, everything. But in the examination, they'll give four options. The only thing, you might go for the eliminative method. There are so many students who will do it. It's up to you people because everything is not going to work accordingly. If you just get into eliminative method or else your own strategic way, it's up to you people. But you have to go for a proper way. So what are the two ways? One is helping verb and the second one is very important thing, that is a positive or else negative. Hope so it is very clear for you people. Shall we get into the next example? So we'll do one thing, we'll take the same example and we'll get into both positive and negative statement. And this is how they'll give it in the main examination. Okay, just take on the next one. They are reading, they are reading, they are reading books. They are reading books. There is a student psychology. Whenever you will get a question or a statement which is too lengthy, and most of the time the students will be perturbed. I mean, they'll disturb and they'll think that okay, they had given quite lengthy statement. What are we supposed to do? Mom, you started a question tag with very simple statement. Are you happy? Are you not happy? And now we are just going for quite lengthy sentence. What are we supposed to do? And please observe it very carefully. Whether they give the lengthy sentence or the shorter one, it's not a matter, because already I've given out 2 tricks for you people, and if you're good enough and you can easily come to conclusion. This is the first one. Take down the second one with the one more manner. They are not reading books, and give a space there before you write the answer. They are reading books, and the second one is they are not reading books. They are reading books. They are not reading books. Okay. So we'll do one thing. Whenever we take up an example, we'll discuss both positive and negative so that you should not forget the basic rule. Okay. So can you people frame a right question tag? So the question tag should start with a capital letter. Don't forget it. Okay. Just find out the helping verb first. It's very easy. It's very easy. You can just do it. Done? Even without options, these examples you people can just do it. So what exactly I'm planning? I have started the question tags with a short statement. So now I just started giving quite lengthier one with helping verb. What if you get a statement where there is no helping verb? You just got me? So that also will check it out. What are you supposed to do? Okay. If you are done, just let me know if you are done. Okay. Anybody still doing? Anybody is finding it a bit difficult? The question tags are the most easiest one. The only thing is if you just get a right helping verb and also whether that is positive or else a negative statement. Shall we start? Anybody still writing? Yes, it's done? Okay. Just look at the board right now. They are reading books. And it's very clear for you people. So which is a helping verb? That is are. Shall we retain the same thing? And please don't change it. The way you used to do it for active and passive voice, and you're not supposed to change anything. So we'll retain the same thing. So are. So which is a pronoun here? Pronoun. Do you remember he, she, it, I, we? Do you remember? So this is what we call it as pronoun. And don't be so pertama. What exactly you're telling about a pronoun all of a sudden? Okay. So are they. So now there is one more question for you people. So what is the first task you are supposed to do? You have retained the helping verb. And the second task, whether it is positive or else negative statement. And what exactly the rule? If the statement is positive, the question tag should be negative. If the statement is negative, the question tag should be positive. So you can just do one thing. For the question tag, you can just take down those keywords. Helping verb plus, that is a positive and negative statement. If you do remember, you can easily come to conclusion which is the right option. So my question to you people, is it a positive statement or is it a negative statement? It is a positive statement. So what are we supposed to do? Shall we go for a positive tag? No, we cannot just get into. So we have to go for a negative tag. So which one we are supposed to add here? Not. Aren't they? Okay, I'll repeat. They are reading books. Okay, so we have done according to the rules and regulation, aren't they? So the one more example I've just given only with a slight change, that is they are not reading books. So we are supposed to make a mention, are they? So you will mention, are they? Put a question mark. I know it's very well, if it is easy for you people to discover which word is rightly used as a helping verb, you can just make it out. And let me check it out your memory power and also how exactly you're going to think now. Take on this example. Just take down this example. He waited. He waited. He waited for an hour. He waited for an hour. Okay. He waited for an hour. The thing is, Ma, what are we supposed to do? No way we can come to a conclusion which is the helping verb. So in our previous class, I had explained to you people, whenever you just take question tags or anything, we have verb. main verb and helping verb. And I'm not going to give options for you people. Think. So what could be done? I know it's very well. Somebody just stated the particular option probably. So we'll check it out. Okay. Yes. Can you people frame a question tag with this particular statement? He waited for an hour. So the very first thing you have to check it out. Helping verb. But the helping verb is missing. So shall we give a police complaint? No, you can't just give it. So what are you supposed to do? You have to do it. Think. Okay. If it is possible, find out the tense. Whether it is past tense, present tense or future tense. It is past. Why? Because there is ed. So very easily you can come to conclusion, right? He waited for an hour. Okay. So we can come to conclusion. Helping verb is not there. But the second thing is whether it is positive statement or is negative statement. It is positive statement. Since there is no helping verb, so what are you supposed to do? You have to use did. And there might be a question from Ya and Ma, why are you supposed to use did? D-I-D. Just make a mention. Did, which you people use it for the past tense. Hope it is very clear. Okay, just make a mention. Whenever you come across a particular statement where there is no helping verb, just get into the main verb. If there is no helping verb, I'm telling to you people, those students who got it, that is really well and good. But most of the students are like, I could just make it out through the facial expression and you just started thinking, oh, what are we supposed to do it? But those students, I'm just making a mention. If there is no helping verb in the given statement, just get into main verb. I think you people can easily make it out the main verb, right? So when you just come to conclusion about a main verb, just find out the tense, whether it is past tense, future tense, or else a present tense. Since we have a ed, so very easily can come to conclusion that is the statement which has been given in a past tense. So we'll use, okay, did. And the one more thing, whether it is positive or is a negative statement, it is a positive statement. So we have to use did. The same thing, I'm just repeating here. Did he? Clear? So what are you supposed to do if there is no helping verb? Most of the time, they might go for a moderate questions or else a complicated one too. Okay, so you have to get prepared for both the things. Take down the same example. Okay, just take down the same example in a negative manner with a slightly a different thing. Okay. She did not. She did not. She did not wait for the class. She did not wait for the class. So now it's very easy for you people. She did not. She did not wait for the class. Put a full stop, and now I have a question for you people. Probably you might get a statement like this, and where exactly you will commit a mistake. Why people are going to use, for example, there are so many people who will use like this. Did she asked? Did she asked? Okay, they'll say did and also the one more past tense. Is it a right way? Did you understood? It should be did you understand? Not did you understood. Why? Because did itself, it's the word which is telling about the past thing. Hope it is very clear. Just go through the statement. I have made it very simple for you people. She did not wait for the class. So it's very easy for you people whether the statement is positive or negative. Obviously it is negative because I've used not. Can you just create a question tag for this particular statement? And you have to let me know if it is possible. Tell me the question tag for the statement. Okay, you only. Did she? Yeah. And now, the one more confused way they are going to make a mention. Don't jump into conclusion. For example, imagine there is a statement like this. He waited for an hour. So they might have given an option like this, that is didn't he, didn't she, didn't they, and they might give a similar option. Just because they have used the same helping verb and the positive or negative, whatever it might be, don't jump into conclusion. And you have to check it out the pronoun too. So what do you mean a pronoun? You know it very well, the words which we use instead of noun. So whenever it comes to the question tags, obviously you will go for a helping verb, and after the helping verb, the pronoun. Like he, she, it, they, you know it very well, exactly them. You people have to be very careful regarding that. So is there any doubt about it? No doubt. Shall we get into the next one? Okay, just take down the next one. And this example is related to past tense. This one is related to past tense. Now we'll get into the present tense. Just take down. He teaches. He teaches. He teaches grammar. He teaches grammar. He teaches grammar. Okay. So now there is a question from your end. Okay. Ma, when there is a statement where there is no helping verb in the past tense, you have made it very clear that we are supposed to use did. If it is present tense, what are you exactly? So you people have to go for dash. So mention the keyword like this. Okay. If there is no helping verb, and if they have given the example in a present tense, that is did. Okay. If it is present tense, that is dash. Okay. He teaches grammar. Okay. And you have to add whether that is positive or else a negative tag. That you people have to decide. Okay. He teaches grammar. So what is the right question tag? Doesn't he? Dash. N, a first PT, doesn't he? So why? Because it has given he in the statement, and the same thing we are retaining. So why are we supposed to use dash? Because that is a present tense. And whenever you come across s, please do remember that the present tense. You can easily just get to know. If I say he reach, he reach. Okay, you can just take on this example too. he reach the magazine. He reached REAGH. He reached the magazine. He reached the magazine. Okay. So once again it is in present tense. He reached the magazine. So very easily you can just come to conclusion. Doesn't he? Just put a question mark. Just put a question mark. I'll just do one thing. Once we are done with all the classes, I'll be providing the study material. Even though not directly, I'll be just giving it to the concerned person, and the concerned person will be giving it to you people. So I'll be just providing that study material according to the competitive and also the entrance examination pattern. Okay. So once we are done with all the classes, and you can just go for your own preparation according to your convenience time. And whenever you start your preparation, for example, if you sit for active and passive voice, and you should be knowing the proper pattern, and once you are done with the preparation, immediately take up the questions and you see whether you people can resolve all the questions. Hope so it is very clear. So like that you can use the study material to test yourself whether you are already prepared for the examination. That also you can just do it very well. I think it is very clear for you people. Okay. So related to question tags, they might give the short statements or else quite lengthy one. There was a question paper where they had given more than 5 to 7 words. And even there was one more thing where they had given nearly 10 words. Because they want to confuse the students, they might give lengthy sentence. Even though they'll give a lengthy sentence, they'll make it easy. The only thing, the student should not be perturbed. Don't be disturbed just because they've given a a lengthy sentence, if you can just make it out the helping verb, you people can easily just come to conclusion. One simple example I can just give it to you with a lengthy sentence. We'll check it out whether you can just do it. Okay. They were they were they were writing they were writing the homework. They were writing the homework inside the classroom. They were writing the homework inside the classroom. Initially, you might find the statement is so lengthy, right? Immediately you will come to conclusion, okay, they have given quite lengthy statement. But the thing is, it is very easy. They were writing the homework inside the classroom. So can you people just come to conclusion which is a helping verb? So which is a helping verb? Were. Okay. So whether the statement is positive or is negative? The statement is positive, so we are supposed to create a negative question tag. So what are we supposed to do? Exactly, weren't they? Put a question tag. I think it is very clear. Were not they? Weren't they? I think I'm just clear enough for you people. Okay. So there are certain rules and regulations you people are supposed to follow before you jump into the conclusion related to question tags. Don't be disturbed just because whether that is quite lengthy or more lengthy statement. No. Just find out the helping verb. If there is no helping verb, find out the tense of a main verb and just get into the right option. And before you just go for the right option, make sure that whether the statement is given in a positive note or else a negative note. Hope that is very clear. Is there any doubt about the question tag? No doubt. Shall we get into the next topic for today's class? Okay. So as I stated earlier, there are so many things. And before we start with the direct and indirect speech, let me make a mention to you people. I'll be providing the study material from all the perception, especially related to all the topics. For example, if it is question tag, how are you supposed to answer if it is related to past tense, present tense, future tense, or else if you come across have, has, everything. So in detail, I'll be providing everything to you people, but try to do remember this key rule. So if you know the basic rule, you people can easily just get into the conclusion. I think it is very clear for you people. Any doubt about the question tags? No doubt. Shall we start with the next one? And before I start with the next one, I mean direct and indirect speech, there is one more thing, especially related to question tags. There might be some wordings where you people are unable to jump into conclusion whether the statement is positive or is negative. So we'll get into few examples related to that, and later we'll start with direct and indirect speech. Take down this example. Nothing is working. Nothing is working. Exactly, mom. Because we're very close by to the examination, even our mind is not working. Right? Okay. Nothing is working. And please do remember, nowhere I've used not. Nowhere I've used not. Have I used not here? Nothing is not working or something? No. I've not used not, but there is a particular word, nothing. So there are certain words. If there are certain words like this, you can easily come to conclusion that is in a negative statement. That is nothing. Nobody. Nothing. Nobody. I think you people are able to understand. For example, like everything, everybody, that is positive. Everything, everyone, everybody, that is a positive statement. Like this. If you come across the wordings like nothing, nobody is there in the classroom. So if there is an example like this, nobody is there in the classroom, and you should not be in a confusion, mom, how to come to conclusion related to whether it is positive or is negative. So the key rule, if you come across the words like everything, everyone, everybody, and see that properly, see the statement properly. If there is no not, don't be in a confused way. Check the proper statement, the entire statement according to the situation, and later just get into the right option. Okay. So one such example right now, nothing is working. So when there is a statement like this, Nothing is working. So the very first question comes to your mind, Ma, we have got the helping verb. So which is the helping verb here? That is S. But are we supposed to go for a positive tag or else a negative tag? So you know it very well now. Nothing is a negative statement. So what exactly you people are supposed to do it right now? Is it? Is it? Put a question mark. Is it? Okay? Is it? Any doubts? Okay? Nothing is considered as a negative tone, a negative statement. And the one more thing, there might be some words where you are unable to come to conclusion. Probably like this. The teachers, the teachers were taking the class. Teachers were taking the class. So probably you are not knowing how to identify a gender when they have made a mention about the teachers. If they have given any clue, you check it out. If they have given any clue, like teachers were teaching in the classroom. If there is any clue which is going to reveal about a gender, fine. If not, you should be very careful and you can written like they. For example, the child is playing. The child is playing in the ground and you don't know he or she. I think it is very clear. So when you just come across all those examples with the question tag and see the options properly and you people have to go for the proper choice. I think you understood what I meant. Okay, these are the complications you people will get it in the examination hall when it comes to the pragmatic sense, because there might be some statements where you people are unable to come to conclusion. Mom, are we supposed to go for he, are we supposed to go for she or something, because there are so many examples which we use it in that particular sense and you should be very careful and just go for the option and see that properly and you should. Okay, so is there any doubt or else any query related to question touch? Yes, if there is any doubt you can.
Like the statement goes like smoking is injurious to health. We should say, isn't it, or is it?
Definitely, for example, that is a statement like this: smoking is injurious to health. So they've asked you people to go for the appropriate question tag. So definitely they'll just give an option, isn't it? They'll give option like this, isn't it? Because smoking we cannot consider it as a person. So it is understood by you people. We cannot say he, she. Obviously we can come to conclusion. And even we cannot go for they. So obviously they'll just give an option with it. Because it is a concept, because it is a situation, they'll give an option with it. So you have to go for the option like isn't it. Okay, so like that you have to decide it according to the given options. So that is the thing I just clearly stated to you people. If the statement like this, the child was playing in the ground. So probably the child, like we don't know the gender of the child, whether that is a baby boy or else baby girl, whatever it might be. So you should not be in a confusion. Check it out with the options and which one is an appropriate one you should get into. Hope so it is very clear for you people. Is there any other doubt? Good that actually people are asking your doubts and queries. Okay, if there is no doubt, shall we start with the next topic? Okay, so before we start with direct and indirect speech, I have to make a mention to you people. There are so many rules and regulations. The only thing is you should be good in tense. That is the only thing which is very much required. Why? Because already we are done with active and passive voice. I think so. You people can change active to passive. Can you people? Okay. Shall I give one simple example from the question paper itself? From active and passive voice. Before I start with direct and indirect speech, there is a particular purpose. Why I'm just giving a question, especially related to active and passive voice. Before I start with direct and indirect speech, there is a question from the a question paper. I'll just read out it for you people. If it is possible, try to just solve it. Okay, this is related to active and passive voice. I'll tell you people why it is. Why? Because most of the rules and regulations related to active, passive voice and direct and indirect speech are same except the tense. Okay. Just take down this example. She was. She was cleaning the house. She was cleaning the house. She was cleaning the house. And check it out with the rules and regulations which I've already made a mention. I'm not going to reveal which tense is it. She was cleaning the house. She was cleaning the house. I'll just let you know. For example, there might be a statement where you might get a futuristic oriented statements. So you might get a words like will they. Okay, if it is a kind of a positive tag, if it is a negative tag, won't they. So like that you will just get it. Okay. So for example, yeah. Probably you might just give a statement where you might come across the words like will, shall. So that is the reason I stated to you people. So whenever you come across a helping verb and modal verbs, you will place it and accordingly you will just go through according to the pronouns. So the remaining thing I'll be giving the example. Won't she? Won't they? Okay. Will she? So like that you will use it. Okay. For example, she won't be coming to the party. For example, just take down for the future tense because there is a question from here and she won't be coming to the party. She won't be coming to the party. So obviously they'll give options with will. Okay. So obviously the question tag is going to be, please check out the statement whether it's positive or negative. Own. That is negative statement. So are we supposed to create a positive question tag? Obviously. So we have to go for will she. And kindly do remember, question tags are nothing but it's confirmation. Somebody giving a statement and the other person is asking and confirming. For example, somebody just stated like this, she won't be coming to the party tonight. She won't be coming to the party tonight. Will she? Just put a question tag. Clear? So definitely I'll be giving the study materials with all the aspects to you people, including the future tense like well, shall and other thing like has, have, had. So everything you will retain the same thing and you will decide about the pronoun too, whether that is singular or plural. Any other doubts? Yes, if there is any doubt you can ask me a question. Okay. If there is any doubt, you can ask me a question. Okay, so for example, do they? Okay, you know it very well when do you use does and do. Does for singular, do for plural. For example, okay, they have not yet come to the party. They have not yet come to the party. Probably they might give an option with haven't they. So that is one way. Haven't they? Okay. There are so many options which are going to start with have, but the option is going to be with do. Okay. Even that time you people are going to get into that example. I'll just repeat it. That's what I stated to you people. Do remember the basic rules. And regarding other thing, I'll be providing the study materials. Because there is a doubt, I'm just stating it very clearly for you people. You are going to use does for singular. He, she, it. Doesn't it? Doesn't she? Doesn't he? Okay. So for a plural, you will use it like this. Do they? If it is in a negative way, don't they? I think it is understood for you people. So according to the statement, you will decide it. The thing is, everything will be there in the statement and you will decide which is a helping verb and whether you're supposed to go for a which kind of pronoun according to the given statement. Okay? Yeah. So done? Okay, she was cleaning the house, and that is a particular purpose why I have given this question from the question paper extra before I start with direct and indirect speech, because there are so many students who will go for vice versa. I mean, whenever they'll get into direct and indirect speech, they'll try to apply the active and passive voice rules. And whenever they'll get into active and passive voice, they'll try to just go for the direct and indirect speech rules and regulation, because these two language components are pertain to most of the common rules, except that is one thing, change in tense. For example, in the active voice, she was cleaning the house. I'm not going to change the tense. I'll just make it simple in Kannada. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಮನೆ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಪಾಸಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಇವರಿಂದ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಹೊರತು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. I think it is understood by you people. But when it comes to direct and indirect speech, let me tell it very clearly for you people, we have to change the tense. If somebody has stated in present tense, it has to be in past tense while converting. I'll tell you people all the rules and regulation. I'll tell you people, but don't jump into conclusion with the same rules and regulation, because most of the rules are quite common except this one, that is changing in tense. That will get into once we are going to start with direct and indirect speech. Okay. Yes. So now I've given one simple question for you people related to active and passive voice. So what is the question here? She was cleaning the house. Okay. So who is the subject here? She. Is it confirmed? Exactly. So was cleaning, verb. The house is object. So we'll retain the same thing. The house was being cleaned by her. I think it is understood. Why am I repeating this one? Because while changing from active to passive, there are three things. What are the three things? You will jump into who is subject, which is verb, which is object, yes or no. And accordingly, you will just change everything, and nowhere you people are going to change the tense. But when it comes to the direct and indirect speech, so probably there are so many students, I have to make a mention, including the students who are in the final year of English literature. If somebody is going to ask question related to direct and indirect speech, they'll put up, they'll be a bit disturbed, and disturbed in the sense when it comes to their language fluency, and also they'll think and they'll be in confusion most of the time. So that is the reason I thought of making it very clear for you people before I start with the class, and especially today's topic, direct and indirect speech. And let me state it to you very clearly. What do you mean by direct speech? See, somebody has stated something. I'm not going to change anything. Exactly, I'll state it. That's what we call it as direct speech within double inverted comma. Whenever you get a statement within double inverted comma, please do remember it is understood that is direct speech. For example, Mahatma Gandhi ji has stated something. That is, truth is the most important thing. So if I want to say the same thing, I have to say once Mahatma Gandhi ji quoted, or else if you're not going to use quoted, you have to say once Mahatma Gandhi ji stated, I quote, truth is my weapon. I unquote. While telling we'll say I quote, I unquote. But while writing, we'll use it with a double inverted comma. So whenever you come across a statement, and please do remember the statement within double inverted comma, it is understood for you people that is a direct speech. I think it is very clear. What do you mean by indirect speech then? What do you mean by indirect speech? Yes. 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 What do you mean? Direct speech in the sense exactly quoting what exactly the person as the speaker has stated. Then what do you mean by indirect speech? Yes. And one more thing you have to do, remember, they might give a statement to you people. They might ask you people to change into indirect speech. Most of the time they'll go for the one more phrase, that is reported speech. They'll say change into reported speech. So please don't only stick on to indirect speech. Direct and indirect speech are as direct and reported speech. You are reporting what somebody has stated. I think it is very clear. So direct speech in the sense somebody has said something. For example, there is a particular person, probably Nayana. So Nayana, she said something. What she has stated, I'm happy now. When those two people were saying something, so there was a person, that is Nayana, and Nayana stated, I'm happy now. So somebody has heard that, and that somebody wanted to report the same thing to other people. How are they supposed to say? How are they supposed to say? Do you think so they can use the same tense? Do you think so they can use the same tense? Okay. I think most of the students can understand Kannada here. Can you people? Okay. For example, Nayana said, I'm happy now. So Nayana ಹೇಳಿದಾಳೆ ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಅದನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಯನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವರು ಅವಾಗ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ರಂತೆ. You understood in Kannada now? That's what we call it as direct and indirect speech. And the first and the very basic thing, whenever the statement is given within double inverted comma, that is direct speech. If there is a statement where we are not using double inverted comma, it is understood that is indirect speech. In the examination, they'll give a statement. So probably you might get one question. Probably you might get one or two questions. And please do remember, especially for the idioms and phrases, you might get more questions. Sometimes two or three too. Okay, there are some language component where they might ask either one or two. So probably from direct and indirect speech, last time they were not asked any question, but before last time they asked a question. So you cannot just skip anything here. So you might get one or two questions. So they'll give a statement for you people and they'll ask you to change into reported speech. So don't be in confusion. What do you mean by a reported speech or something? So shall we start with that? Is there any doubt about what you mean by direct and indirect speech? Before we get into changing from direct to indirect, you should be knowing what do you mean by direct and what do you mean by indirect. The very basic thing. I don't think so we need to just start with the official definition. Very simple technique. If it is within double inverted comma, direct speech. If there is no double inverted comma, whenever you use a statement, it is understood. They are given in a reported speech. I think it is very clear. Okay. So shall we start with this particular thing? So don't be in confusion. Now don't get into subject, verb, object. You're not supposed to. Okay. So we'll retain the same thing. Let me check it out what exactly I'm changing. Just take down the statement. Nayana said, comma, within double inverted comma, I'm happy now, and close the double inverted comma. Nayana said, this is the statement for direct and indirect speech. Can anybody tell me whether it's a statement of direct speech or indirect speech? Obviously it is direct speech. Shall we change it to indirect speech? Yes. And please don't apply the same rules which you have done for active and passive voice. There are certain same thing, but don't go for subject, verb, object right now. So we'll retain the same thing. Nayana said. Nayana said. Instead of comma, it is compulsory. You have to use that. Okay. Nayana said that. And one more thing, you are not supposed to use double inverted comma. And now we are changing. I is going to become see Nayana, whether he or she. Nayana said that she, am, that is present. So now we have to change it to past. Okay. She was happy, and now is going to become then. Full stop. And you're not supposed to use comma. You're not supposed to use double inverted comma now. Okay. I've just given a very simple statement. Nayana said, comma, within double inverted comma, I'm happy now. Okay. So while changing, Nayana said that she was happy then. Now I want you people to go through both the statements and you have to tell me what are the changes we have done. So one by one you have to tell me what are the changes we have done. Okay. So we have done the changes. Instead of comma, We have used that. Have you used double inverted comma? No. So we have removed, and instead of I, we have used she. And there might be so many students who are in confusion. Ma'am, why have you changed? She had mentioned I, so I have to say she. Okay. The very first rule, if you come across a statement which is in a simple present tense, while converting it has to be in simple past tense. The first rule. Okay. Only for direct and indirect speech will go according to tense, because that is a major thing. Why? Because they might give an option like this. Nayana said, I'm happy. Now the four options like this. Nayana said that she is happy now. She was happy then. Okay. She was not happy then. She is happy now. Any options they might give it with a close assimilated answers. So you should be very careful. Clear? Any doubt about it? No doubt. The only thing you have to check it out with tense. And the people who are thinking, mom, on what basis you stated it, it is simple present tense. Observe it very carefully. I'm happy now. Very simple present tense. Nanu ಈಗ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. So it is understood it is present tense. I think you people are already aware with the tense. Before I start with the next example, if it is possible, try to glance all the tenses with the sub classifications. We'll go one by one now. Okay. So there's the first example related to direct and indirect speech. I did not say anything about this simple present because I just wanted to make it a proper thing for you people. Which one is direct speech, which one is indirect speech, and what are the changes you will come across while changing. Okay, we'll start according to the tenses, but before that just try to glance what are the tenses we have in our English language with sub classifications. I know it's very well. Most of the time you might find it a bit complicated. We'll check it out. Do you remember while explaining active and passive voice, I've just given a short techniques. I've given for present tense, present continuous, present perfect. Do you remember? Okay, so just glance through that. We'll start with the appropriate tenses. Okay. Let me check it out. Let me check it out your knowledge related to direct and indirect speech. Just take down this example. Okay. Take down this example. I'll just give this particular example like the model question paper. Just take down. Okay. Teju, or else any particular name you want to, you can. Okay. Teju said, don't ask me who is that, even I don't know. Okay. Anybody is there? No, right? In this class? Somebody is there? Okay. Yeah. Teju said, comma, within double inverted comma, honesty is the best policy. Teju said, comma, within double inverted comma, honesty is the best policy. Yes, mom, we need to question him now. Okay. Honesty is the best policy, and close the double inverted comma with a full stop. Okay. Take down the four options. There is a trick that I'll reveal it to you people later. Okay. Take down the first option. Teju said that. Teju said that honesty was the best policy. Teju said that honesty was the best policy. Teju said that honesty was the best policy, full stop. Second option, just write down the same thing. Teju said that. Teju said that honesty is going to be the best policy. Honesty is going to be the best policy. Honesty is going to be the best policy. However, the third option, Teju, honesty is the best policy. Teju stated that honesty is the best policy. Full stop. Last option. Then am I fast? Okay. The last option. Teju said that. Teju said that. You should not ask me, Ma, why this punishment to write Teju, Teju again and again. Okay. Teju said that honesty is the best policy. Teju said that honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. Okay. There is a trick in the statement, and I'll reveal the rule to you people. Okay. Yeah, you can just go through. Try to understand the statement. I know it very well. Most of the students immediately jump into conclusion related to tense. Right. You will immediately jump into tense. I'm just giving a hint to you people and chuck it out, and you identify which is the right answer. Okay. There are so many students who have already got the answer. That is good. None? Okay. Can anybody let me know which is the right option? Option? Okay. Other students? Option G. So why it is option A or why it is option D? It is universal because they've just given only 4 options, ma. So we have to select any one among them. No, right? Okay. Option C. Okay. Any other thing? There is only one option which is left out. That is option B. Okay. So fine. There is no option like that for you people. No comments kind of a thing in the examination hall, unfortunately. Okay. So please make sure, just take on this one, this rule. Universal truth or universal appeal. Whenever, just keyword, universal truth. I'll explain it to you people. What do you mean by universal truth? Universal Ma, when we are unable to just get into what you mean by truth, and you are just mentioning about universal truth, right? Okay. Universal truth. Before I start with the example according to tenses, there are so many ways where they'll trick the students, because what is the very basic rule? We have to change the given statement from direct to indirect speech according to tenses. Whether that is present tense, past tense, future tense, everything we are going to do it according to the tenses. And because of the same basic rule, they'll give so many examples with the present tense to trick you people. And please do remember, whenever you come across a statement which could be universally appealed, I mean wherever you go, even though you go to America or Japan, that is going to remain the truthful. So universal appeal. So for all those statements, you people cannot change the sense. Can you say, once upon a time, honesty was the best policy? Can you say that? No. Can you say, honesty is going to be the best policy in future? No. It is forever true. Honesty is the best policy. So don't take them. One more example, I'll give it to you. Okay. Ravi said that, within a double inverted comma, sun rises in the east. So can we say run? Can we say was for this particular thing? Can you say that? Can you change the tense? It is understood. I think you got what I meant, universal truth. Okay. So there are so many statements which are considered as universally appealing as universal truth, which cannot be stated in past tense or future tense, which remains the same thing. And this is the basic rule you people are supposed to do. Remember, as I stated, these are two paradoxical. So what is the first rule? You have to change direct to indirect according to tenses except the universally appealed statement. So for example, Honesty is the best policy. The sun rises in the east. Okay. The earth revolves around the sun. Can you change it? Can you just change it? It was in the past tense, or else it is going to be in the future? No. I think it is understood. Or else the one more option, or else the one more statement, I'll just give it for the universal statement. Kindness is the best religion. Somebody stated. Swami Vivekananda said, comma within double inverted comma, kindness is the best religion. So probably. Okay. So can we say kindness was the best religion? No, we have to say kindness is the best religion. I think it is understood. I've just given these two contradictory rules and regulation. Why? Because students do think that yes, we have to change. Obviously, we have to adhere to rules and regulations except to universal truth. If you come across any statement with a universal truth, the only thing you have to change it, you will remove that comma, double inverted comma. Like this. Swami Vivekananda said that, because that you have to add it. Don't forget it. Swami Vivekananda said that kindness is the best religion. Kindness is the best religion. The one more example. The science teacher said, for example, the earth revolves around the sun. So I have to change it. The science teacher said that the earth revolves around the sun. Same thing. Just put a full stop. I think it is understood for you people. So you're not supposed to miss it out that. And the one more thing, I just gave an option where I changed stated. Instead of said, I have just given stated. Do you remember? And that also you have to check it out properly. Okay. So if there is already said, just don't go for a changing thing. Okay. I think it is understood for you people. So go through this particular rule and name it as universal truth. You have to name it that universal truth. So what is the rule? If you come across a statement, which is considered as a universal truth, we are not supposed to change the tense. Is there any doubt? Okay, I'll just give few seconds for you people. Just go through from the beginning. Direct and indirect speech, the example which I had given, that is Nayana said, I'm happy now, and the universal truth statements. If there is any confusion, kindly let me know. No doubt? Is there any doubt related to universally accepted statements and changing in the tense? Any doubt? Okay. Listen carefully. So what are the basic rule? I'll just tell about only for one particular category today, and afterwards we'll just continue in the next class. Why? Because I don't want you people to have so clumsy ideas related to direct and indirect speech. You know it very well. Basically, we have three tenses, right? Past, present, future. So these are the basic three tenses which we have it. Only for three only actually the people are so tensed, and just imagine if there were more. Okay. So basically there are three tenses: past, present, future. And for each tense we have four sub-classification. That you people are supposed to do remember, because without knowing this you people cannot change from direct to indirect speech. So we'll take up the first one. We'll take up the very first one, for example, past tense. If you take up a past tense, there are four classifications: simple, past, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. I'll repeat it. You take up any tense, there are four sub-classification, and you people are supposed to apply the same thing with a minimal change. That is simple past, past continuous, past perfect, Past perfect continuous. This is like sitting in a LKG class and telling the same thing. Mom, simple past and past continuous tense, past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense. And the same thing for present. Simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. Future, simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. I know it very well. If I repeat the same thing, you'll be in confusion. But the thing is, majorly we have three tenses with four sub-classifications. I think so it is understood. Why am I emphasizing all these things? Because there is a particular rule. If you come across a statement, I'll start with the present tense. For example, if you come across a statement which is in simple present, you have to change into simple past. If it is present continuous, it has to be past continuous. If it is present perfect, it has to be past perfect. I think it is understood for you people. And there are so many excuses too. If you come across certain statements, for example, like if it is in present perfect continuous, we are not supposed to change anything. You can't do so. There are so many exceptions to that. We'll have a discussion in the later part. So for today's class, we'll just get into three rules. Okay. So please do remember the very basic thing. How many tenses we have it? There are three: past, present, future. So for all three major tenses, we have four sub-classification. So do remember like this: simple, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous. Same thing you people are going to apply for all the three sentences. It might be past, it might be present, or else future. So we'll start with the present tense for today's class. If you come across a statement which is in simple present, you have to change into simple past. That's what we did actually for the example which I wrote on the board. If it is present continuous, it has to be past continuous. If it is present perfect, it has to be. I think it is understood for you people. Is there any doubt? So all the present tense are going to become past. So what exactly about the past? We'll have a discussion later. So why? Because if I tell everything to you people, you won't understand anything. Okay. Just take on the first example related to simple present tense. Take down the headline like this: simple present tense. Put a hyphen. So what is the rule you are supposed to do? If it is simple present, it has to change into simple past. So like that, there only you just make a mention. If the statement is given in simple present, you have to change into simple past. I think it is very clear. Just take down the example. They said, they said, they said, we are, we are, just make a mention. And very important thing, whenever you just come across a particular tense, for example, if it is simple present, you have to change into simple past. That is a basic thing you people have to do. Remember, until and unless you just find out a statement, then only you can just get to know. Okay. So somebody who is just making a mention, they said, we, okay, let me just make it even very simple for you people. They said, we work, we work, we work for the betterment of the society. We work for the betterment of the society. Okay. They said, comma, they said, comma, within double inverted comma, we work for the betterment of the society. There is no much changes. Let me tell it to you people. There is no much changes. It is very simple. The very first question comes to your mind. Mom, how to find it out whether it is present, past, or future? That is very basic thing. Before getting into whether it is simple, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, the very basic thing, because I have to think like a student now. Okay, first find out whether that is past, present, or future. Because I've stated here, you know it very well, because I'll be giving it from only present tense. That is simple present tense. But in the examination, nowhere they'll make a mention to you people that you're supposed to do, remember. And check it out with a verb. Have I stated worked? If it is worked, past. Will work, future. I think it is understood. So like that, you are supposed to come to conclusion related to past, present, or future. If it is continuous, you will be having ing. Please do remember. If it is ing, that is going to be a continuous tense. It is understood. If it is reading, are reading, so that is going to be present continuous. If it is was reading, were reading, past continuous. I think it is understood for you people. If you come across has, have, had, perfect. If it is has and have, present perfect. If it is had, past perfect. So like that, you should go for the short techniques. Okay. Let me just repeat one more thing. Before you get into the option, make sure the statement to which tense it belongs to, whether past, present, or future. Check it out with the main verb. If there is no helping verb, I'm telling to you people. If you have a helping verb, very easily you can just come to conclusion like is, are, was, were. If there is no helping verb, just get into main verb. So there is a statement like this now. They said, comma, we work for the betterment of the society within a double inverted comma. So can you change it? So what is the rule? The simple present tense should become simple past. There is only one thing you have to change it right now. Can you just change it? No, if you say will, that is going to be future. Okay. So for example, start with a very basic thing. Shall we repeat? They said that. They said that, and we is going to become, and you people have to be very careful with the pronoun. Okay, they said that they worked for the betterment of the society. Now, why are you saying worked? Because according to the rule, we have to change from present to past. Simple present to simple past. I think it is understood for you people. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? Shall I give one more example for you people? Just take down the next example related to simple present. Okay. Just take down the next example. Ravish said, comma, Ravish said, comma, within double inverted comma, he reached, he. So here, can we use he? Thanks. What are we supposed to say here? I. You just got my point. So you should be very careful when it comes to direct and indirect speech. I think you just got my trick. Okay. Ravish said, comma, within double inverted comma, I. Now it is going to become read. I think you are able to just get the point. Okay. I read the magazine. I read the magazine. Okay. Ravish said, comma, within double inverted comma, I read the magazine. Close the double inverted comma, just put a full stop before the double inverted comma. If it is particular, there might be example like this. I read English magazine or Hindi magazine, whatever it might be. Okay, there is no need to be worried because nowhere you are going to change anything except the tense. Okay. There might be a question from here and Ma, what are we supposed to do with this direct and indirect speech? It's nothing. When somebody said something, we are reporting the same thing where we are not supposed to spoil the meaning. I think it is very clear. Somebody has stated, just we are reporting the same thing without spoiling the meaning. I'll repeat the question. Ravish said, comma, I I read the magazine probably every day. I read English magazine or a Hindi magazine or whatever it might be. Okay, let me check it out. The way you are going to change it to a past tense. Purposefully, I have changed it. Okay, can you? As if you have a confusion, however, you are getting just right on the same thing. You might be thinking, Mom, read, and what are we supposed to go for a past tense? You will get it. While pronouncing will say, right, but you will retain the same spelling. Yeah. For other words, you will change it. For this particular word, you will retain the same thing. Shall I repeat answer for you people? Ravish said that, okay, he read the magazine. Okay, I'll repeat it. Ravish said that he read the magazine. Full stop. Is there any doubt? Okay, so now it's a task for you people. Create one statement in simple present and try to convert into simple past. Yeah. For example, Mom, if it is present tense, we are going to change into past tense. What if it is in a past tense? And there are so many rules that I'll just let you know. If it is, for example, if the statement is in simple past, you have to change into past perfect. That is a basic rule. If it is past continuous, you have to go for a past perfect continuous. So there are so many things. We'll just go one by one. Okay. If it is present tense, everything is going to become past tense. If it is past tense, we are going to change it to perfect. So that will just get into later. Why? Because if I tell it right now, you will be confused. For example, somebody stated, Ravi stated, comma, within double inverted comma, I arrived to the mentioned place. Okay, already it is in past tense, arrived, VD. Okay, it is understood. So while telling, I have to say that Ravi said that he had arrived to the mentioned place. Just got me? Okay. So like that, there are so many things. If it is for example, there are so many tenses, there is excuse, you cannot change it. That also will have a discussion. Okay? Done? Yes. I just want you people to just frame one sentence in simple present, change into simple past. Done? If you're done, you just let me know. You have to create, you have to frame one sentence in simple present and change the same thing to simple past. So we'll go for two examples. I just want any two students to just read out the example. Yes. Why that punishment mark? Yeah. It's done. Is it a bit difficult? If it is a bit difficult, you let me know. Yeah, don't look at the board now. Just complete the simple present to simple past. And now you have to make it so fast. Don't be in past. Okay? Jan? Nan? Now we are thinking there is no future, mom. Yeah? If you think about the past tense and present tense, there is no future. Okay. Just kidding. Anybody still doing? Anybody is creating any other tense? That can just let me know so that we can add it to the English book. No? Done? Okay. As I stated, any two students? Any two students? Yes, anybody? Anybody is fine? Can you? Yeah. It's okay, fine, no problem.
Sanket said, I read the PGCET materials.
Okay.
Sanket said that he read the PGCET materials.
Okay. So Sanket said, I read the PGCET materials, study materials, whatever it might be. So while changing, it has to be Sanket said that, okay, he read the study material PGCET or whatever it might be. According to the statement, you have to change it. Okay. Can you? Yes.
Varun said, I read the arts. Varun said that he wrote the arts.
Okay. Can you just repeat the same example?
Varun said, I read the arts.
Okay.
Varun said that he wrote the arts.
Okay, fine. Yeah. And please do remember, whenever you use a particular verb, if it is in a present tense, you have to change it to past tense. For example, if you say give, it has to be gave. Okay. So that you people can just make it a mention. And the one more thing, let me tell it to you people, there will be 4 options for you with slight changes. Okay. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I've written Amal said I work for Congress, like to make it to indirect speech. It will be Amartya said that he worked for Congress or
He worked.
but he's still currently working for Congress.
Whatever it might be. Please do remember, your friend is asking the right question. Your friend is asking the right question. Okay, if you just take up anybody name, the particular name, whatever it might be, Amat or whatever it might be, just take somebody's name who is working for Congress till now. Okay, so you have stated something, but while telling, what exactly you people are doing, you just reporting. Somebody said that he's working.
But he's currently still working.
That's what. If I think you just got my point. Just you are reporting what somebody has said. If it is simple present, you will change it to simple past. If you are telling continuous, he is working, he is working, we have to say he was working. I think it is understood. Even the slight change in the tense, you have to change it. Hope so it is very clear. And let me make a mention it to you people. Direct and indirect speech is nothing. Somebody has said something and we are reporting the same thing without spoiling the meaning. That's what you have to do it with a minimal basic grammar rules. Okay? Any doubts about it? Yes. Yeah.
Shashank said I am preparing for my PGCET exam.
I am preparing for the PGCET examination, and this is the example for present continuous because I am preparing. So I think he has given the right example because before we start with the present continuous, okay?
So Shashank said that he
He was preparing for the PGCET examination because that is a rule. I think it is understood. Let me convey the same thing in Kannada. For example, ಶಶಾಂಕ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ ನಾನು ಪಿ ಜಿ ಸಿ ಇ ಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಶಶಾಂಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ದ ಅವನು ಪಿ ಜಿ ಸಿ ಇ ಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಂತೆ. I think it is understood for you people. Just you are reporting the same thing in a different tense. I think it is understood for you people. Okay, just take on the next rule, the next tense. Okay, present continuous tense to past continuous tense, and already a friend had stated that's what actually he made a mention. The next rule, if the statement is in present continuous tense, so what are you supposed to do? You have to change it to past continuous tense. I think it is understood. Okay, your fellow classmate just stated Shashank said I'm preparing for the PGCET examination. Shashank said that he was preparing for the PGCET examination. That's what actually a fellow classmate stated. So one more example I have written on the board. Okay, Kavana said, comma, within double inverted comma, I'm painting a wall. I'm painting a wall. Okay, I'm painting a wall. Okay, how do you say it is continuous? Because we have a ing. How it is present continuous? Because we have am painting. Okay, I'm not telling I was painting, so it is understood. I think this basic thing you people can easily make it out. Okay, because in the examination, kindly do remember in the examination nowhere they are going to mention change from simple present to simple past. Nowhere they are going to just give a clue like this for you people. Okay, Kavana said within double inverted comma I'm painting a wall. So take down the answer. Kavana said that she was painting a wall. Kavana said that she was painting a wall. Kavana said that she was painting a wall. The only change actually people are doing except that is tense. So that is the reason I'm telling you people. So you should be very careful with tense. That is where most of the students are going to lose their marks, and you should be a bit careful because if they go for a option with a kind of a minimal changes. Okay. So what is the first rule? If the statement is in simple present, it has to change into simple past. If it is present continuous, it has to be in past continuous. Shall I give one more example for you people? Just take down. Yeah, you will only write. Okay. Yes. Just take down the next example. They said, comma, within double inverted comma, we are constructing the apartment. We are constructing the apartment. Close the double inverted comma and before that full stop. They said, comma, within double inverted comma, we are constructing the apartment. Is it continuous? Yes. Which word is telling it is continuous? Constructing. Okay. And they have clearly stated we are constructing. Just only one change you have to do it. Are is going to become verb. That's it. But in the option they might give, in the option they might give s, in the option they might give are, in the option they might give was. Okay. So you should be very careful with that. I think you are able to understand. The only change you are going to do it that and tense. And if you come across any word which is going to represent the timing, you should be very careful. For example, they said we are constructing the building today. We are constructing the building today. For example, if it is today, that day. So you should be very careful. Now, then. Okay. So changes in the pronoun, changes in the timing. So whatever time the day I mentioned, you should be very careful. Clear? For example, the one more example I can just give it to you people. For example, I'm painting a wall this month. Kavana said, I'm painting a wall this month. Okay. So while changing, you should be very careful. There are so many things where you people can just go for the previous day, the previous month, or else that day, that month. So with the proper options, you people should go for. Whenever they'll provide a 4 options for you, you should be very careful. I think it is clear for you. So other than that, if there are any wordings which are going to represent tense, and that is where you should not be so tensed. Okay? So fine? I think you're done. Okay. So can you read the statement? They said within double inverted comma, we are constructing the apartment. Okay. So shall we change it? Yes. So happily we'll change it now. Okay. So present continuous is going to become past continuous. They said that they were constructing the apartment. Full stop. And don't use the particular double inverted comma for a indirect speech. That also they might give it to you in the option. Be careful. So you should be very careful. Everything might be right with a double inverted comma. You should be very careful. That is where it's all about your efficiency. I think it's clear for you. We'll go for the last example and we'll call up our class today. Okay. I think you have understood. Simple present to simple past, present continuous to past continuous, and present perfect to past perfect. Exactly. Yes, ma'am. We are so perfect now. When it comes to direct and indirect. Present perfect tense to past perfect tense. And I think this is the easiest one for you. Let me tell you. Okay. So what are the words which are going to represent perfect tense? Has, have, had. If it is present perfect, you will come across only has and have. I think it is very clear for you people. Just take down the example. Take down the example. It is present perfect. And whenever you get a statement in present perfect, you have to change into past perfect. I think it is very clear for you people.
Giving example for past, present continuous or present perfect.
We are done with simple present and present continuous. So now I'm just giving the example for present perfect tense. So when you come across present perfect tense, you have to change into past perfect tense, and this is a task for the next class. You have to do it. Just take down the example. Take down the example. Any particular name you can just make a mention. Any name whose name will take it up. Yeah. Okay. Augustine. Anybody is there? No, right? Okay. Augustine. Augustine said. Augustine said, comma, within a double inverted comma, I have completed all my projects. Augustine said, comma, within double inverted comma, I have completed all my projects. Closer, double inverted comma. Augustine said, comma, within double inverted comma, I have completed all my projects. Full stop and closer, double inverted comma. And this is the task for you people, and you have to let me know in the next class how are you supposed to change it. That will have a discussion. So, done? No, it's a task for you people for the next class. Okay. So you have to just go home and check it out. Why? Because let me tell it to you people, if you come across has and have, these two are going to represent present perfect. And while changing, and please do remember, has and have, it is going to become had only, because there is no singular and plural when it comes to past perfect. You have to use had only. Okay. So it's a task for you people, and you have to let me know in the next class. Okay. So before we call up a class today, the one more task you have to do it for the next class. Okay. Just take down these two examples and we'll call up a class. I know it very well. So difficult, right? Okay. This is for the pair relation. I mean the word analogy you have to do it, which we had discussed in our previous classes. Okay. This is for pair relation. I mean the word analogy. I mean they'll give a question like this. They'll give a pair, and based on that you should go for the last option. Just take down. Journalist. And this is for the next class. So what is the first task you have to do it? That is for the present perfect tense. That you have to do it. The second thing, this is related to pair relation, which we had discussed a few classes back. I don't know whether you people do remember. So let me tell it to you, it's an analogy. The way you people will go for the proper analysis. Just take down the first word, journalist. Journalist. Okay. So if you just come across journalist, let us just get into according to the analogy words. I'll explain it to you people later. So we have journalist words. Hope that is very clear. Take down the next one, lawyer, and just put a question mark. This is where we have to find out the answer. The pair relation or else we'll call it as analogy. And let me just make a mention to you. This analogy might be based on wordings or else concepts or else ideas. You should be very careful. Okay. So this particular component where they are going to test the students' mindsets, how good you are when it comes to analogy. We'll call it as analysis. Okay, this is pair relationship. For example, if you call somebody as a journalist, do you think so the words are very important for them? The words are weapon for the journalist. I think it is understood. So there is an option, lawyer, and there is a question mark. They'll give 4 options for you people. Okay. So the way the words are related to journalist and what is related to lawyer. I think it is understood for you people. I think you just got what exactly I just meant it. So this is what we call it as the pair relationship or else analysis. Take down the 4 options. You've already closed the book. Yes. Just take down the 4 options. The first one, client, client, client. Okay. Second one, court, COURT. And please do remember all the options will be very close by when it comes to the meaning. Okay, client. Okay, court. The next one, facts, FACTS, facts. Fact. And the last one, knowledge. Last one, knowledge. And please do remember, according to me, you people have to be really witty, especially for this particular component. You might say, Mom, court is related to lawyer. Right. The client related to lawyer. Even they should be having knowledge. Even though you will get a very close by options. So what is the very first thing you have to do it? Find out the relationship between the very first thing they have given. How journalists are related to words. For example, journalists use words as your weapons. Lawyers, I think it is understood. Artists, they might give evidence. Evidence, they might give it like this. So, facts. I think it is understood by you people. I think you understood what I meant. So, for this particular thing, they might ask based on the wordings. They might give it related to like similar meaning. One more example, I'll give it to you. Glad. So glad in the sense happy. So they have just given glad, happy, and they might give one more word and they might ask you people to find out the synonymous, the synonymy of that particular word. That might be a bit difficult. Okay. See, glad, happy. So if they give metamorphosis, transition. So like that, when they give, the first option will be the easiest one. For the second option, you have to scratch your head a bit to get a answer. This is what we call it as the pair relation as analogy. So in the next class, we'll have a discussion. We'll complete direct and indirect speech, and we'll start with the last unit, that is writers. The writers related questions for you people. And by the time, I'll be providing the study materials to you. And if there is any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Any doubts? No doubt? Shall we happily call up a class today? Yes, ma'am. We are on cloud 9. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Bye bye.